The Doll's House by Rumer Godden, Chapter 15. At the moment Darner barked at the parcel, the Plantagenet family were all in the post office that Emily had set up on the table. Apple was playing with the scales. Bertie was tinkling the telephone. It had a bell, and Bertie liked the sound of it. She wondered if a musical box sounded like that. Toddy had told her about musical boxes, and she often longed to hear one. Toddy was looking at the postcards. Mr. Plantagenet was trying not to wish that they would all go away and leave him alone with it. As Darner barked, Toddy remembered the other parcel, and for no reason that she could put a name to, she found herself wishing and wishing and wishing that Emily would put them all back in the house. She must have wished very purposely, as Emily raised her head and said, "I think they must all go back into the doll's house now." "In the house and behind the door. Shut the door," wished Toddy. "After all, Mr. Plantagenet wouldn't go to office on Christmas Day," said Emily. "Wouldn't he?" asked Mr. Plantagenet. "Wouldn't a postmaster?" "The postman does," said Charlotte. "The postman doesn't go to office," said Emily. "He goes on his rounds. You can't send parcels on Christmas Day. You only get them." "I wish you didn't," said Toddy. She felt worried, a little frightened, and a little angry. She felt as if her wood had gone stiff. Charlotte put the Plantagenets tidily back in the house. Apple on the stairs, ready to somersault. Bertie in her bedroom with the pink carpet, taking off her hat with the feather. Mr. Plantagenet on one of the new chairs in the sitting room, and Toddy in the kitchen. "Now you are all in your happy little house," said Charlotte. She did not close the front. "Our happy little house," sang Apple as he began his somersaults. He reached the bottom, and to his great joy, Charlotte looked up and said, "Oh, he has fallen downstairs, poor little Apple," and put him up again. "Our happy little house," sang Bertie, twirling her feather. "Our happy little house," hummed Mr. Plantagenet. "And office," he hummed as he read the paper. He went on humming, sometimes "The Holly and the Ivy," sometimes "Peace and Goodwill Among Men." Charlotte had given Toddy the pudding basin tied in a scrap of white muslin and said she was turning out the Christmas pudding, but Toddy felt too nervous to think about puddings. She could hear Darner in his kennel still saying "prick," and Darner never said "prick" except for danger. Through the open front door of the doll's house, Toddy watched Emily undo that parcel. Emily undid the string, and then carefully she unwrapped the paper. It was a small shoebox. Toddy shivered all through her wood. "Shoeboxes are unlucky for this family," she said. "The last shoebox made Mr. Plantagenet awfully unhappy." The shoebox was padded with cotton wool and paper. Emily and Charlotte lifted it out piece by piece, and then Emily gave a cry of admiration and pleasure. "Look, Charlotte, look, it's a doll, that lovely doll." And she lifted Marchpane from the box. There was a sudden light clatter in the doll's house kitchen, but nobody heard. "Oh, I loved her at the exhibition," cried Emily. "You remember her, Charlotte. She'd been sent to us because she was Great-Great-Aunt Laura's doll. Look, the letter says she would have come before, only she was sent to the cleaners in the exhibition. She goes with the doll's house, you see." "Does she?" asked Charlotte doubtfully. She looked at Marchpane and then at the Plantagenets so happily settled in the doll's house. Emily had no eyes for anyone but Marchpane. "Look at her clothes," said Emily. "My clothes," said Marchpane in a complacent voice. "They take off and on. Look at the tiny buttons and the lace edgings." "The lace edgings," said Marchpane still more complacently. "And her hair, we can really brush it and comb it." "It is real hair," said Marchpane. "And her eyes, look, they open and shut. None of the others can open and shut." "Mine open and shut. They are the best blue glass," said Marchpane. "She doesn't smell very nice," said Charlotte. "Oh, Charlotte, I loved her at the exhibition," said Emily, "and now she is ours." "I don't remember her very well at the exhibition," said Charlotte slowly. "She wasn't ours then, and we went there to see Toddy." "Yes, but we looked at her." "I didn't. I looked at Toddy." "Don't be such a little silly, Charlotte," said Emily. "What is the matter with you?" "I don't know," said Charlotte. "I have a funny feeling." "Well, you are very silly. She is perfectly beautiful. She must be our best doll." "But," began Charlotte, and then she said in a low voice, "Do you think we ought to have a best doll, Emily? Do you think it is kind to the others? They were here first." "No, they were not," said Emily. "Marchpane was Great-Great-Aunt Laura's doll." "Well, Toddy was our great-great-grandmother's doll," said Charlotte, and then she gave a cry. "Oh, Emily, look, Toddy has dropped the Christmas pudding bowl down on the floor, and it has rolled right under the kitchen table." End of chapter 15.